everyone. I am here today with one of my favorite toys, Spirograph. I've got quite a few sets, and I thought I would just demonstrate how I go about messing around with Spirograph for collage fodder, Gluebook fodder. I've got some pens out here, and I tested them to make sure that they would work. And I've got some different Spirographs, but the best one is, of course, the original Spirograph. I mean, it's been out forever. And this one, I don't even know how long I've had mine. But this is an original, and it even has a design guide on the inside. And it tells you which basic patterns each of the discs make, and how to go about making fancy designs. Now, I don't necessarily go making these fancy designs, but if I were to sit and just mess around, it would be fun to see what would happen. Anyway, there's a recipe book that goes with the Spirograph. So here's the basic Spirograph, and so I am just going to mess around with it for a second. I like Spirograph designs in my collage and glue books just because I like geometric patterns. And let's do a blue with this. And it's not an exact science. I expect to mess up. I don't expect my designs to be perfect when I get done. I get going and it never fails that it goes off the track and messes up, and that's fine with me. It's just Gluebook fodder or whatever. I usually do it on little bits. This one I'm going to do on a piece of painted paper, and I'm just going to start messing around with it while I talk. It never fails. Either my pen stops working, or I guess that's it. You know what? I'm going to use a different color and move the gear halfway and do it again. It never fails that my design usually messes up. I don't know why it's not messing up today, but it didn't. And I used two different colors. I expect it to, and I like the results when those things happen. What I usually do, I don't usually do Spirograph inside my journals. I usually do Spirograph on a piece of scrap paper, a little bit of paper. And then I tear it up. As I get going. Oh, that one worked too. See, I am doing good. That one worked. I usually just mess around with one piece of paper, using different holes, trying to get different designs done. And I expect to mess up. And what I just tear them up into little bits. And you really can't tell that they're messed up. And if you can, it doesn't really matter. You're going to glue things on top of it anyway. I guess I use the same one. Let's use a different wheel. Let's use a different wheel. And so I expect my hand kind of gets tired because I hold it. Yeah, see, I kind of moved at that. I moved this time. And so it's messed up. But I don't care. Let me put a different one on top of that. Let's use one of these inside ones and see what happens. So I like to use different colors. Oops, yep, that one messed up, and it actually tore my paper, which is fine. I like that. I like the imperfect. It tore my paper pretty good. I guess that is a sharp pen, and this paper is just a normal book page. it's fine. I am going to rip that up and use it as collage fodder. Put it in my basket, and I will grab that out. Maybe I will put a little bit of nail polish on top, or some watercolor, or whatever, mess it up even further, and just, use it the way it is. I don't care if it messes up, but I do like to use a different piece of paper, different scrap pieces of paper, and I do my designs, and then I glue them into any journals that I'm working on. So just because I expect it to mess up. If you do it in a journal, it's really hard to hold the disc and try to get the gear to go around and around and hold the book without everything moving around. So if you have just a piece of paper, it's easier to deal with. So that's the original one. I have another one that was gifted to me many years ago. Let me put that to the side. And I'm not sure exactly where it came from. It is this, and it came with these 3 gears. Let's get a different piece of paper out. Let me get one of these out. Envelope. Okay, I'm going to use the smaller one, and I'll use it over here. Let's see. We will use a blue. And it says, I like this one a little bit better just because there's more to hang on to. And it's got a little lip so it doesn't, the gear doesn't want to jump out of the hole. Huh. That worked out pretty well. Let me use a different color and a different gear. Let's see what happens when I put something on top. This is one of those intricate ones, and I am just going to stop it right there before it gets too crazy, because I kind of like the way it looks that way. Let's see what that would have looked like if I went a little bit further. I don't necessarily want to know what I'm doing before I start doing it. It's kind of fun to see what pattern it makes. And this one is ripping my paper because it's going over the same spot quite a bit. It's almost finished, I think. I think I skipped a gear, so it's not quite right, but it is good enough. So I really like this one. Like I said, I'm not sure where it came from, but I like that it's large and I can hold it down. Let's use this red pen. As I make simple ones, and I just like to mess around. See, this pen is too sharp. It's tore my paper again. So I need to put that to the side and not use that one. But it's still really a cool little design. I like that one. And I've got one more space. So let me use one more. Let's see. We haven't done green yet. Let's see what happens here. I did this one before. And I'll just leave it at that. So I've got a bunch of different ones that I can tear out. Don't necessarily want those words, and I don't necessarily want the white. So tear it that way. So there's a cool little unique piece of collage fodder. And of course I have to save this little bit too. So anyway, So that is that one. And I have to keep all the spirographs separate because the wheels go with different gears. They're different sizes, so they need to be separated. All right, this one is one of my favorite ones because it makes a huge, really big design. I found this at the Dollar Tree, and I have seen them not too long ago still at the Dollar Tree. These are good for little hands because it latches itself and you don't have to hold it, but you have to use small pieces of paper. Let me put that piece of paper in. It's got a little latch right here so that you can make it tight. And then you can do it pretty slow, and it works pretty well. Oops, it moved. Went underneath the gear there, which is fine. You can see it messed up, but I'm not worried about it. I'm going to go to a different pen. Let's use a black pen and a different wheel and put something right on top of it and see what happens. And I messed it up because it's coming up here. So I'm just going to leave it. It's kind of boring though. Put another one on top just for lines. Seems to be lifting up right there. I like this one because I can go slow. I don't have to really go fast. And it makes such a huge design. It's pretty cool. And it is best if you use little bits of paper. I'm going to continue and finish that one off. Here it goes. So that's pretty cool. But I have noticed that I can use this one on a big piece of paper if I open it up and press it down that way. I go slow. I can make designs on larger pieces of paper. Like I said, this one is good. Uh-oh. It's hard to get in. I guess I can't get in there this way because the handle. Yeah. But that's kind of cool. Just like that. I kind of like that one a lot. So, yeah, this one's better with little pieces of paper, but it's really nice for little people. If you're messing around with the grandkids or the kids or whatever, and they're having a hard time with it, this one is great for them. And it's the Dollar Tree, so $1.25 for a toy for a rainy day, not too shabby. All right. And then my last one is a travel spirograph. And again, this is better done with little bits of paper because the gear is here. What I was doing was putting a piece of paper inside there like that and doing it that way. Still kind of cool. Kind of boring, so let me put another one on top. And that's it. Still kind of boring. Let me put some black and use this one. Oh, that's, never know what kind of design it's going to make, and I wasn't expecting that. All right. Okay, we can stop that one. So, again, it's just another little design on the paper. It's a little harder to make. So this one also has, oh, it has little pieces of paper to use. Isn't that funny? Didn't notice that before. And it also shows you how to position the different wheels to get different designs using different colors. And a lot of the recipes are very intricate, and I don't know if I'd want to spend the time to figure it out, but you have to change holes and exactly the right spot and all that stuff. So I like using Spirograph on painted papers and book text. Uh-oh, that one goes in there. And here's a security envelope. So I'll spend some time when I get them out, get some pens that work, and just mess around with some different papers, some different colors, until I have a few bits of paper to use, little bits of collage fodder. That's just going over the same one, but it's interesting with a little bit of color on that. I'll use a little one and see what happens. Not a whole lot. Use a different color. Not that color, maybe this color. So yes, I just mess around. Different types of paper. And come up with some different things to use that I can glue in my journals and stuff. And just have fun with it until my hand gets real tired. So you can do all kinds of fun things. And sometimes I just get a piece of paper out and just keep messing around over and over and over again. This one, my pen ran out. But I kind of liked it anyway, so it is what it is. It's fine. It looks kind of cool. So I'm kind of glad my pen ran out in the middle of that one. See, and that one I messed up, but it still looks cool. So that's how I do a spirograph. I spend some time and just do some over and over and over again. Sometimes I fill up a whole page with a bunch of them, and sometimes I use little bits and make separate ones. That one's kind of cool. A different wheel. Sometimes I put watercolor over them or nail polish with glitter just to make them fun and interesting. Different. That's it. Nothing really major about that. And like I said, I don't worry if they mess up. I still use them. They're still good. And it's just a lot of fun to do it. So I hope that answers questions that you have about Spirograph. Thanks for watching.